So then modulus, sometimes you may heard about this modulus operator, sometimes you don't know. Anyway, so the modulus operator returns the division remainder, right? So we can do some practicals and then we can get the idea. So then so the modulus is actually returns the division remainder. So that is the if a particular value, when we are going to divide some other value, and then if you can see some values are coming out as remainder, then so that values returns from this modulus operator. So then increment operator, so the increase the value of a variable by 1. Decrement operator, so the decrement operator decrease the value of a variable by 1, right? So now we can move forward with and I'll tell you some practicals also, but I'm not going to do addition, subtraction, because those things you know, right? So division and modulus I'll tell you, I'll show you, and this increment and decrement also I'll show you. Now I'm going to declare a new variable int x equal 11, right? So then I write another variable. Oh, I can write it like this: console dot write line, and inside this x so let's see the output. So 1, right? So remainder is 1 because the 11 divided by 5, right? So when we divide 11 by 5, then the remaining value is 1, right? So that is the purpose of this operator, remainder, right? So this operator, percentage mark, that is modulus operator, right? And then increment and decrement also we can discuss. So I need to stop debugging first, right? Then x plus plus, right? So now the value is 11. So now I need to increment the value of this x variable by 1. So I can write it like this: x plus plus. Now we can run. So then actually I need to do this one here, right? And then print x, right? Now x is 12, right? So now the value of x is 12. So, but if I put that value here, then it will increment the value by 1, but not going to print. So the printing command executes later. So that's why I put separately this x plus plus. That means I increment the value and then I print the value. So that is how you can increment the value. So then For decrement, then go for decrement. Then we can again run. So now the value is 10, right? So 11 minus 1. And the same thing you can do with by using different methods, right? So you can write it x minus 1 or something like that, right? So then you need to assign it to again x equal x minus 1. So now also the same result, but in order to write less codes, you can use this very simple operator, x minus minus, same thing, right? So we don't need any assignment operators, anything we don't need, just simply we can write it like this. So that is how you can use increment and decrement and also the modulus operator, right? So then we can move forward. If you don't have any questions, so then I go forward, right? So now I'm going to discuss with you this assignment operators, right? So the assignment operators means here you can see equal sign, right? So we use this equal operator in order to assign some value to a variable, right? So here you can see int a equal 10, right? Previously also we did. So that is operator, right? So the equal sign is an operator and we can use that operator to assign some values to a variable. Then addition assignment. So plus equal. So the plus equal means addition assignment. That means it performs addition of left and right operands and assign a result to the left operand, right? So then subtraction assignment. That means it performs subtraction of left and right operands and assign a result to the left operand. Now, let's see how it happens with an example. Here, you can see in this example below, we use the assignment operator to assign the value 10 to variable x, right? So int x equal 10. Then the addition assignment operator we can use to add one more value to that variable. So int x equal 10, then we say x plus equal 5, x plus equal 5. So the first, it performs x plus 5. The value is x is 10. So then 10 plus 5, 15. And this 15 value is assigned to this value, right? So then this value is erased and replaced with 15. So now x equal 15. So that is the mechanism under this operator. I'll show you with a real life example here. The same thing I'll do here also. So the assignment operator, very interesting operator. So we can do multiple commands with this single line. Int x equal 10. And then we say x plus equal 5. Then we print x, right? So console dot write line, because we can't see the output otherwise, right? So that's why we use console dot write line x, right? So the value is x, I need to print. Now see the output. It's 15, right? So How it happens? Initially, the value of x variable is 10, then x plus 5, because the value of x is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15, and now we replace this value, that means the that means the right side value, as 15, right? So now x equal 15. So that is how it happens. So here you can see clearly, and if you try to understand this concept, so it performs addition to left and right operands. Yes, we saw that, and assigns a result. Yes, the result we got to the left operand, right? So we assign that result to the left operand. That's why the x equal that result. So because the x is the left operand, here you can see left operand, and the total value, that means 10 plus 5, it's 15, and it is assigned to this variable. That's why we can see when we print value x, the value is 15, right? Any problems, questions, anything? So what happen if I use minus equal and then run the program? Answer is 5, right? So 10 minus 5, it's 5. The answer is 5. So we assign that answer to this left side operand. So then x equal 5. So that is how it happens. Now comparison operators. So comparison operators, this is also really important. So the comparison operators means, here you can see in the Excel also, because previously you have learned Excel and we did some practicals like pass fail. We assigned for based on the marks of the particular students. So the same thing, the same scenario here also we can do by using programming language. But here we can do more than that, and we have multiple operators and multiple uh, conditions we can apply here than the Excel. So here the first operator is double equal. So that means equal to, equal to. So this means we are going to check the right side, the left side operand is really equal to the right side operand. So we can check by using this double equal. That means we say the name is equal to, right? So not double equal. The name is equal to operator. Then not equal. That means we are going to check the left side operand is not equal to the right side operand. So then the greater than, we can use this greater than to check whether if a particular operand is greater than another operand, right? So here the x is greater than y. So less than, so it says x is less than y. So operand x is less than y. We are going to check that condition. And then greater than or equal to. So that means here you can see the combination of two operators here, greater than and equal. So that means greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to. That means we are going to check a particular operand, x is greater than or equal to y operand, and less than or equal, right? So the opposite side, that means we are going to check a particular operand is less than or equal to another operand. So these are the comparison operators which you can use with C# programming language. And we can do some practicals also. And so then with the practical sessions, we can go forward with these operators. And I'll tell you something with some interesting, very small practical. But if I'm going to do that, then I need to go with conditional statements also. Then actually I didn't talk about yet those things. So then with the practical sessions, we can do examples, right? So I'm not going to do right now, because if I do, then I need to start another section, but I didn't start that one yet, right? So in future you can learn that one. With the practicals, I'll tell you, because when we do practicals, actually we can cover all the theories and then later we start practicals. After next week, we can say all the operators and the things, how it happens with practically, because next week I can cover that part also. Here, logical operators. The logical operators are used to determine the logic between variables or values. Mainly we have three logical operators: logical AND, logical OR, and logical NOT, right? So logical AND, then logical OR, the last one is logical NOT. Here, first example, logical AND returns true if both statements are true. Here the value x is less than 5 and x is less than 10, then this condition is true, right? So that means the statement is true. So the next one, logical OR, so that means returns true if one of the statements is true, right? So we can get true if one of the statement is true, right? So x is less than 5 or x is less than 4. So either one of these conditions true, then we can say, we can go to the conclusion as true. You know, in the truth tables also, so the same thing, logical OR. Then logical NOT. So logical NOT means reverse the result. Actually, returns false if the result is true, right? So if x is less than 5 and x is less than 10, that means the result is true, right? So but we can say it as false, because if this is true, we can get output as false because of this not condition. Because not means, the logical not means the completely opposite side of that condition, that statement. If some statement returns true, if we apply not in front of that, that means that condition completely says the opposite side. That means if particular condition is true and if we apply not, then the result is false. So, and descriptively you can see the same thing I have written here also. Then you can easily read. So here, and operator returns true if both first and the second condition is true, right? So the O means the O operator returns true if either first or second condition is true. And the last one, not operator, it reverses the result and returns false if the result is true, right? So return false if the result is true. So that is the meaning of the reverse the result. So if we got the true, then it reverses as false, right? Now simple example. So you can see here if conditions, but I didn't go up to that level, but here you can easily understand this program. Try to understand this program. So static void main string args, that means that is the main method, and inside that main method you can see int x equal 5 and y equal 10, right? So the two variables, and I'm going to check by using this if condition. If x double equal 5, that means the value of x is double equal, that means equal to the 5, and the value of y is equal to the 10, then I say both the conditions are true, right? Because you can see here x equal 5, that means the left side operand is equal to 5 because x is 5, no? And in this part you can see y equal 10, that means the left side operand is equal to 10. So both the conditions are true, and this AND operator also says in order to proceed further we should have both the condition as true, right? Because this one is true and this one is also true, and then we can say both the conditions are true, right? So this AND condition means left side and right side should be true in order to go to the inside this if condition. That means in order to success we should have both the conditions in true state, right? Then O, right? Now we are moving forward with O condition. Here x equal to 5, yes, that is correct, and the condition is O, and our right side says y equal to 6. That part is wrong because y equal to 10, y equal 10, no? So y equal to 6, this part is wrong, but no problem because this operator executes if one of these statements are true, because we don't need to worry about this part because x equal to 5 is true, then we can say the left side condition or right side condition is true. So because according to this our left side condition is true, right? So in the real life example, when you enter your wrong username and the password for in order to log in a particular system, then you can see this kind of message: your username or password is incorrect, right? But actually system know which part you miss, but in security purpose we do not mention that part. uh, we can't say your password is okay but the username is wrong. No, we can't say such kind of thing. Simply we say your username or password is wrong, right? So it happens like this by using this condition, because when particular person enters username and password, then we take that username and password and then we search on the database, and if we can't find that username and password as a single record, so then we say your username or password is wrong. So that is how it happens. And next part, so we need to discuss about logical not. So that is a little bit complicated. So now understand by using this program. So you don't need to worry about this using system because I told you really what it is and the namespace also. And this is the class program, and inside this main method, try to understand these two statements. Int x equal 5, then console.write line, then you can see here x less than 3, right? Now we know the x is 5, right? So this part is wrong actually. X is, no, it's correct, right? So x is greater than 3. Yes, x is 5 and 5 is greater than 3. And x is less than 10, because yes, that part is also true because 5 is less than 10. Now this returns true actually. This part returns true, right? This part from here to, actually I can't select here. This part returns true, but because of this not operator, the it turn around this condition as false. So here you can see returns false because not is used to reverse the result. Even if we got the true result, if we put this not operator here, then our result would be false, right? So that is how you can use not operator. Then next part. Now C# math. So by using this math class, we can do multiple tasks, right? We can compare values and different things we can do related to the mathematics. So the C# math class has many methods that allows you to perform mathematical tasks on numbers. For example, if we need to find the maximum value by using according to the given two values, we can use math.max, right? So in the Excel also you use max function, and this one also a little bit similar to that, but we can perform so many operations than Excel by using programming languages. So math.max, and then we need to input two values as arguments. So we say these values as either parameter or arguments, right? So in programming industry, we say sometimes we can say these things are parameters, or sometimes we can say arguments. Any name you can use. So inside this max method, so this is a method you can see because we have brackets here, and this max method you need to enter two values, and then we can compare which value is the highest or the biggest value, right? So then if we enter value like 5 and 10, then we can get the maximum value as 10. Next example, min. So we can find the minimum value among two values. So the math min, and inside the brackets we can put the two values, and this method used to find lowest value of x and y. For an example, if we give 5 and 10, then we can get 5 as our result because the 5 is the minimum value. Then square root, right? So sqrt. By using this square root function, we can get the square root of x. Suppose x is 64, then if we enter math sqrt 64 inside this bracket, then we can get the square root of this 64. And we can try these things, right? So one more. Found and strings, right? So now we can do some practicals, right? From here. Int x, right? Int x equal int x equal 5, int y equal 10. Then console dot write line. Then we need to write math dot max. Inside this we need to pass x and y. Then we need to hold our screen. Console dot read key. Right, so expected, yes, this place. Now see the output. So we got 10, right? Because 10 is the maximum value. Now let's try min function. Min. So we get 5, right? So that is how you can use max and min functions. Then square root also we can try. And I'll tell you one more thing, right? So what happened if I enter two values rather than variables? Try some values like this, 10 and 5. What happens? This should work, right? So it gives 5. So there is no such rule to enter only the variables here. You can use either value or variable, right? So I use 64 in order to get the square root. This function should be sqrt. Sqrt, right? So it's 8, right? So we got the answer. So square root. Either we can use because here I used 64, but you can use you can assign that 64 to a variable, and then you can put this variable here, right? So I'll show you that one also. Debug, but before that I need to close this program. Yes, now exit here, right? Now it's, yes, it's 8, right? So we can use either variables or values. So that is how you can use math class, right? So you can do some mathematical things. Then really important thing, absolute reference, right? So math.abs. So math.abs is a method that returns absolute value of x. Absolute means positive. So here absolute values refers to the distance of a number from 0 regardless of the direction. You know, we have two directions basically, and the right side is positive and the left side is negative. But if we use this absolute preference, right, so the absolute value, then we get positive value as absolute value of a number, right? So that value cannot be negative, right? So here the absolute, actually you need to understand what this absolute means. So the absolute value refers to the distance from a number, right? So the distance of a number from 0. So the absolute value refers to the distance of a number from 0. So we don't consider the direction here, That's why we got positive values rather than negative values. Here, math.abs, we can try this function and we can get the output math.abs. Any value you can give. I have given -5. So the answer is 5 because we do not consider plus or actually the minus or the negative part, right? So we remove that negative part and then we simply get the value as 5. So that is about absolute value. Then round function. So here math round function we use to round a number to a nearest whole number. Suppose here math.round 9.99. That means the answer is 10, right? So I'll show you that one also. Math.round 9.99. See the output. The output is 10, right? So if we change it like this, what would happen? 9.4. What is the answer? What would be the answer? Tell me the answer. So tell me the answer. So I will show you the answer because you didn't respond. So the value is 9, right? You know these things. Very basic mathematics. Now, string. Now we are going to discuss C# string. Another very important topic. So a string is used for storing text. You know, a string is a type of variable, and we use that variable in order to store some text. So a string variable contains a collection of characters surrounded by double quotes. Yes, we have seen in order to input that previously we used that in order to get the user input, we use string variable username and we got that lengthy username by using this string variable. So here in string we can do so many operations by using this string variable, right? So other than other variables. So this is really important because we can perform so many things with this string variable. The first thing is string length. So the string in C# is actually an object, right? So I'll tell you the story about object oriented later, right? So it's an advanced concept of the programming. But before moving forward with that topic, we need to learn basic things. Suppose here you need to understand only the available features of this string variable or the string object, because other types, you know, in here integer, float, double, and the similar kind of type string also, but string contains more than that. That means string by using these string values, we can perform so many things. So here in C#, string is considered as an object. So by using this string object, we can perform different types of operations. For example, the length. So string length. So length of a string can be found with the length property. So here you can see this is a lengthy string. And by using this text.length, because text means the name of this string variable, and we can get the length of this text by using this length property, right? Text.length. So but in the string, but in the other types of variables like integer, we cannot perform such kind of things, right? So that's why string is really special, because we can do so many things with the string than the other types of variables. So that's why we consider string as an object in programming environment, right? So because we can perform so many operations related to the string by using this string and by considering string as an object. Here, another example. So there are many string methods available, and for an example, to upper and to lower, so which returns a copy of the string, and actually it is converted to a uppercase or lowercase. For an example, string txt text, right? Hello world. So this is the string, and by using to upper, we can convert this string to capital letters, right? So by using this to lower function, the method, we can convert that string with simple letters. All the letters are simple letters. So that is how you can use string and the respective methods associated with that string object, right? So that's why we say string as an object. So then let's try this one, right? So I start from here, this one. I get the same thing. So why do we need these things? Because if you are a science student or medical or such kind of field, or in your field also, but I don't know your subjects and the things like that. But in common, but in medical industry, we use DNA patterns, and we need to recognize some patterns. Then we can use these strings, right? So DNA matching, usually use these strings, and then we can match and find some relevant information related to the DNA string patterns. So in COVID also the same thing, right? So we can find some DNA patterns and the things like that by using these string variables, right? So now let's see how we can get the length of this string. So console dot write line, because we need to print that output, right? So that's why we use console dot write line. So without using this console dot write line also, we can get the length, but we can't see, right? So in order to see that output, we use console dot write line. txt text dot length. Now see the output. So 26. If you count from here to here, you can see 26 letters. So we can get that value using this length property. Now, other two methods. So to upper and to lower. So now I change my text to hello world because this is a lengthy one. Hello world. Now what I'm going to do here, I need to convert this text to upper. To lower and to upper, right? So here you can see to upper, to lower, but to upper should be there. Yes. Now see the output. Hello world, right? With capital letters. All the letters are capital letters. But here I have written it, only the first letter is capital here, right? But by using this to upper function, we got all the letters capital. Then to lower also we can try. Now, hello world. All the letters are simple letters, right? Okay. Then string concatenation. So string concatenation means, in previously also we did by using variables. So here, suppose we have first name and last name, John Doe, and we need to get the name as a single name. So the string concatenation, we used to combine two variables together and we called as concatenation. So the plus operator can be used between strings to combine them. So this is called concatenation. Here you can see string first name and this is the name John and we have assigned that value. And then the last name is Doe, right? So it's the last name. And then we need to combine these two variables and we called as concatenation. So string name is first name plus last name. We can do this one also. String first name equal John string last name equal Doe. Then another variable string name, right? Name. First name plus last name, right? Then we can use console.writeLine, console.writeLine, and inside this we can put our name variable, right? Now see the output. So John Doe, you can see as a simple single name, and we can put some space here also. Then we can see it clearly, John Doe, right? So this is string concatenation. So the same thing we can do by using concat function also. So here you can see you also use string.concat method to I'll maximize the screen. So you can also use the string.concat method to concat two strings. For an example, the same thing here, the first name John and the last name Doe. And here we use string.concat method rather than using that plus operator. And inside this concat method, we put the two values, first name and the last name. And finally we can print the name, and then we can see the output as John Doe. So we can do that one also, string.concat. Remember the method. So I remove this part. Before that, I need to stop my program. String.concat, and inside that I need to use first name comma last name. Remember, you should not put plus sign here, right? So just because the concatenation happens by using this concat function, so just simply put a comma and then put the values you need to concat, right? Then let's see the output. So John Doe, the same output we can get by using string.concat function also. Right, then what is the next one? So access string, and actually we have only few more slides, so we can complete the today part with then what I need to discuss substring and substring example, special characters. So flow control structure up to this level I do today, right? So and a few slides to complete. Okay, now access strings, right? So now we are going to access a particular location of a string. So here you can see you can access the characters in a string by referring to its index number inside square brackets. Here this example prints the first character in my string. You can see the string is hello, and the console.writeLine method, inside that method I have written my string.0, my string, and inside the bracket I have put 0. So that is the index of the 0th index. I need to print the 0th index. So then I can get the output as H, because this is the 0th index, then this is the first index, then the second, third, and the fourth. So if I write something like this, my string, and inside the bracket the 0 as a value or the index, then we can get the output as H, because this is the 0th index of this string, right? So copy and paste, and then see, we can see the output without wasting time. So it prints H, right? So H. Suppose if I change this to what? E, not E actually. 1. So it prints E because 0, 1. So the index 1 belongs to E, right? So that's why you got E. So here, this is the note, right? Or string indexes start with 0. So the 0 is the first index and the first is the second index. And likewise, we have indexes with the start from 0. Then here, yes, I did that one. Now, another thing, right? So you also can find the index position of a specific string, a specific character in a string by using index of method, right? So you also can find the index position of a specific character in a string by using index of method. So here, this is the string and I have written my string dot index of. So I'm going to find the index of this letter E, right? So I copy the program and show you output. Right, so this is my string. So hello, and here console.writeLine, and inside this method I have put my string dot index of E because I need to find the value of the E, right? So I need to find the index of E. So output should be 1, right? So let's see whether it is correct or wrong. Yes, it gives 1 because 0, 1. So this the later actually in the past we did we put the index and get the letter. Now we put the letter and we get the index. So by using index of function. Now substring. So substring means here you can see some chemical notations. So another useful method is substring, so which extract the characters from starting from a string, starting from a specific character position and returns a new string. Right, so this method is often used together with index of to get the specific character position, right? So here you can see this is a chemical notation and it starts from adenine and then we have thymine and the rest of the things. So suppose you need to get this chemical structure from this lengthy chemical notation, right? So in order to do this kind of thing, we can use this substring and index of combination, right? So I'll show you example here with the name. So the full name here is John Doe. I have written that as string name. And then the location of letter D we can find because we need to get this Doe part, right? So we need to get this Doe part. So the first one, John, we don't need that one. We need to find this location of this D and then rest of the things we need to get, which start from D, right? So then the answer should be Do. How to get that one? So here you can see string last name. So this is a variable, and here name dot substring. So we have given that character position because by using this index of function, we got the character position of D into this integer variable, character position variable. And after that, we assign that value to this new substring, actually the substring method. So then we got the result to the last name and we can print that one. I'll show you how it happens and I'll simplify this lengthy example with the complex to the simplex level. I copy this one and paste and show you how it happens. Here, I remove this part. Now, first name John Doe, you know about that. This is a string variable. And here you can see cha post, that means the character position, and we need to find the character position of letter D, right? So if I print the value, I will print that value by using console.writeLine, and inside I put this char post value, character position value, and I comment out these lines, then see the output, right? So now what I'm going to do here, this is a variable, a string variable, and I need to find the location of this letter D, right? So see the output, it's 5, it's 5. So how it happens? 0, 1, 2, 3, this space is 4, and then 5. Suppose here actually you need to remember we consider spaces also, right? So according to the given indexes, so the letter D is in index 5, so we got the 5. So here charpos, the value of this charpos variable is 5, and then we can assign that value to this substring method, right? So now we have assigned the charpos value, and then the rest of the value, that means this part, because this is a substring, because this is the entire string, and substring means the part of the string, and we got this part starting from this D, and we have assigned that part to last name, right? So when I print that last name, I should get do, right, as the name, right? So I'll show you. Yes, do, we can get do. And the same thing we can do by removing all the things. I'm going to remove all the things. I don't need this index of anything. No need. So this is the name, and I can put simply 5 here. Manually we can go 1 to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We know the letter is 5. We need to get the substring, because substring start from this location, and the index of that location is 5. So we then input that value to here, and then we got simply output like this, do, right? So that is how you can use that one. So if you consider this example, I copy and paste this string. This is a DNA string. Should be DNA. I change the name also. So now DNA dot substring, right? So now see the output. Last name we need to remove. Now we can call it as section. So we need to find the 5th section, right? So now we get the output. So here we can get the output from the starting point of 5th section, right? So we can trim down up to 10. Then you can see the difference clearly, right? So can go for 20, right? So you can see the difference, right? Because this is a lengthy text, right? So that's why you cannot see first 2 iterations. You couldn't see the clear difference because this is a lengthy text. And if I get a substring which start from the 20th index, then you can see this is the substring we can get after the 20th index, right? So maybe this part, right? Maybe this part. So we got this part. So that's why we need this string, because we can do so many chemical experiment by using programming. So then you should know about how to deal with the strings, because some chemical notations, most of the time in computer systems, we represent those things by using English letters. So then if you don't know how to deal with these substrings, then you could not do anything. So here, let's say an example. So I replace the example with this simple one, and you can clearly understand. Now, last part, special characters. So because string must be written in double quotes, you know, if we need to write some string, then we need to put that one within the double quotes or the single quotes. So, but if we need to write a sentence like this, because we need to write double quotes inside a sentence like this. So this is the instruction I need to print on the screen. So how to write this kind of things? Because the string must be written in double quotes or the any other quotes, maybe single quotes. So C# will misunderstand this string and generate an error, right? So I get this one. Now what happens? So, and now this is okay, right? But if I put double quotes here, what happens, right? What happens? You can see. Now, so many errors, actually 4 errors you can see because of these two double quotes. But actually I need to print these double quotes on the screen also. So how can we do that? So for that, I need to do something. So the solution is, to avoid this problem, we can use backslash escape character. So the backslash escape character turns special characters into string characters. I'll show you the example here. So I need to replace my previous statement with this new statement. Then you can simply see the output. So here what I need to do here, I need to use backslash, right? So now it's okay. Now see the output, console dot write line. And now I put my txt here, txt. Now see the output. So here you can see print hello world on the screen. So you can see these double quotes also I have printed by using this backslash escape key, right? So that is how you can convert some double quotes or special characters into normal characters. So that is also sometimes you may need this one, right? So that's why I told you how you can do that. And we have different options with these special characters. So if you need to use double quotes, you can use it like this, or if you need single quotes, you can use it like this. Here the first row says single quote, and if you need backslash, in order to print backslash, you need to use these two backslashes, right? So then you can print one backslash. So that is how you can use these special characters, right? So I think I have covered up to the level I decide today. So here the next part is flow control structure, and in this lesson we discuss about how to deal with different types of conditions and the comparisons, such kind of things we discuss in this lesson. And next day I start that lesson, and I think so when it is next day, is it a live lecture or online one? But I don't know, I didn't get the timetable now. So you got the timetable, or the same thing we can do online? So if you got the timetable or anything change, then you need to inform that one, right? So because then we can arrange something from here, right? So today I wind up the session. If you have any questions before that, you can ask, and I am waiting for a few minutes for you. And if you don't have any questions, then I wind up the session. And from next week we start from flow control structures, and then I think we can complete maybe next week or after the next week, and then we can start the practicals. And I have prepared your practical sheets, and I'll give you after this lecture series, right? So I wind up the session.
Excuse me, sir.
And you all have no questions, I don't know. Anyway.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can we have the lecture recordings of today?
Yes, yes, you can get. Yes, yes. So you need recordings, right?
We didn't record, sir. Do you have the recording? Can we get
Yes,
that?
yes, I'll upload to the YouTube, and then you can get one, right?
Okay,
So,
sir. Thank you, sir.
okay, I'll upload today. Right.
Sir.
Okay. Thank you. And any questions? Any questions than that?
No, sir. No questions.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And so then we can discuss these things from next week. And so now I'm going to wind up the session. Okay. Thanks all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.